Welcome back, guys. What's up? So we live to fight another day. The recession is not here to stay. All right, let's take a look at the M1 Finance portfolio. So for anybody who doesn't know me, I'm Bruce Wang. I'm a real estate investor, dividend collector turned YouTuber, and I've been using the M1 platform for a few months now, and I do regular updates probably once a week to keep you guys in the know on what's going on with my portfolio. So if you're watching this channel, most likely you want to learn about how to make a little bit of passive income from your investments. And I do that personally with my real estate investments and with my investments in dividend stocks. So this is my dividend portfolio. Every single stock in this portfolio pays me a dividend either once a month or once every quarter. But since I have so many stocks in here, I'm typically getting paid out a few times a month just from all the stocks that I own. And one of the greatest parts of M1 Finance is that you don't have to buy a whole share of a stock. There are some stocks that are worth hundreds, $300, $400, $500. And on M1 Finance, you can buy a fractional share. So you can buy maybe 10% of that stock, whatever you can afford. So I do very minor changes to this portfolio. So I don't really touch or change this portfolio that often, but there's one new strategy that I've been trying to do just so I can try to get more gains on this portfolio. So I'm gonna go over that in this video. So if you're watching any of my other videos, you guys know that I'm also invested in Robinhood. I'm also invested in Vanguard. And M1 is the smallest portfolio that I have when it comes to all of the investments I have in the stock market. So my portfolio right now is worth $2,517.26. Total gain is $17.25. And let me expand this. Dividend earned on this already is about $16, not too bad. And when it comes to total return, I'm seeing just under 2%. That is because in the past week, we've seen a lot of volatility. Let's switch it to the day chart here. Today is Monday, August 19th. So we've seen a big comeback in the markets today. I've seen $16 in gains, almost 1% on the day. On the week, I'm up 1%. On the month, this is where we are down on the month. On the quarter, on the 1 quarter here, I'm up 1.18%. On the year, I'm up almost 2%. And all time here is still the same. I've only been invested since March 13, 2019. So I personally like this M1 Finance portfolio a lot better than my Robinhood account. I think that the only reason why I have a lot more gains on the Robinhood account is because I've been invested for a lot longer. And I actually, when I first started investing, there was a big dip in the market, and that's where I put in a lot of my money into. And as I'm riding all those dips, that's why I'm seeing so much gain in my Robinhood portfolio. But when it comes to my M1 portfolio, I'm liking it a lot more. I like the overall brokerage itself because of the fractional shares and because of the dividend reinvestments. So because I own a lot of fractional shares of a lot of different companies, I get fractional dividends, or I think that's what you can call them. Right here, Stag paid me a dividend of 15 cents. Realty Income paid me a dividend of 40 cents. Procter & Gamble paid me a dividend of 10 cents, and so on and so on. Maine here is paying me a dividend of 23 cents. And going down the list, you guys can see I'm still depositing $200 every single week into this account. And taking a look here at BND, this is probably the highest dividend I have to date, $1. Yeah, I believe that's the highest dividend I have to date, so it's not too bad. So BND is actually a dividend ETF, and I think that I'm seeing a lot of gains from this. As you can see, I'm up $12.65, almost over 4% gain just from this ETF. So when the stock market is very volatile, a lot of people turn to investing into bonds, and that happened to me a few months back. And right now, about 17% of my portfolio is directed into bonds here. And the new strategy that I kind of want to talk about, I'll go over that right now. So I'm going to change this into the 1 month chart, and I'm going to go over my slices here. So these are the slices that I have when it comes to the entire portfolio. I think it is a very standard portfolio, very diversified across every sector in the markets. Real estate is where I'm heavily invested in, 20%. Bonds is around I allocated to 17%, but it's still at 20% here. And everything else is about 10% or less. So since I organized this very simplistically, I get to see where I'm lagging and what parts of what sectors that are not doing so well. Taking a quick look, the energy sector is lagging, down almost 8%. Healthcare sector is down 7%. Financial services is down over 7%. That is big. And then when I go in to take a deeper look, just overall, the financial sector is just not doing so well over the past month. That just has a lot to do with the economy in the US right now. And one of the biggest holdings in here is down 18%. So when it comes to my new strategy, I'm looking at my underperforming stocks, and then I'm looking at my outperforming stocks, and I'm lowering the percentages in Western Union Company and a little bit from the Vanguard Financials ETF, and I'm putting them into a lot more into IVZ and HSBC. Before I changed it, the percentages here was all equal, about 25% each one, and now the new percentages are going to be 20, 35, 35, and 10% in the entire ETF here. And the reason for that is because I think that HSBC and IVZ are oversold, and I came to that conclusion by doing a little bit of due diligence, seeing where the price is at right now. And if we take a look at the RSI, it's at negative 27 points. So I believe that Invesco is a bit oversold, so I'm putting a little bit more weight into it just so that I can buy on the dip. So when it comes to M1 Finance, there is pretty much, I have to wait for this fire truck to go by now. So don't forget to leave a like for that fire truck. But just kidding. But seriously though, when it comes to M1 Finance, it's not going to be for people who like to trade or anybody who's looking to day trade, swing trade, anything like that. I think that if you're going to try to do any of that, go into Robinhood. M1 Finance is ideal for people who are just looking to invest for the dividends so they could get it reinvested, and so on and so on. So I've been playing around with the percentages of this, and if you guys want to take a look at the new percentages of my entire portfolio, I'm going to leave a link in the description and you guys can see the entire portfolio. And if you guys want to join M1 Finance, feel free to join. It's completely free, and all the trades are also free, no commissions and whatnot. So one quick note, if you guys don't know what Dogs of the Dow is, go check out my older videos where I kind of explain that. And but basically, Dogs of the Dow is a dividend investing strategy that was created in the early 1990s, and this strategy outperformed the Dow Jones Industrial Average a bunch of years ever since it was created. So that is why I decided to put this in the portfolio as well, even though a lot of these stocks overlap with some of the stocks that I have in my portfolio already. Right now, it is not looking too good. I am down almost 5% ever since I started investing into this portfolio. And a lot of the companies on here, ExxonMobil, Pfizer, these guys are taking such a big hit over the past few weeks. And if 1 year ago I was sitting here and I was looking at this portfolio, I would probably want to panic sell and sell off a lot of this stuff. But my new strategy right now is that I would want to reinvest in a lot of these companies that are down 10% or even more. Even though normally I would go with my feelings and want to start selling off, right now is probably not the best time to sell off any of these stocks, and it would be a smarter decision to just reinvest into a lot of them and buy on the dip, as a lot of people say. And that is what I will be doing, and hopefully you guys aren't panic selling because your emotions are getting the best of you and you're feeling scared because there's a dip in the market and stuff like that. Hopefully you guys don't do that. And one last tip, when it comes to M1 Finance, try not to hit this rebalance button that often. I would recommend you guys try not to hit this button at all. Whenever you touch this button, is going to be a taxable event. M1 will automatically start selling off a lot of your other stocks and start buying a bunch of stocks that to rebalance your portfolio. Only do this very rarely, once a year, maybe twice a year, depending on how often you change your portfolio. Try not to do that because you won't have a fun time when it comes to tax season. You're gonna have a lot of explaining to do to your accountant. I've done it in the past and a lot of you guys warned me. So since then, I just never touched that button. So when it comes to my portfolio, I let the trading just do everything for me to rebalance it. Instead of just pressing that button to rebalance it right on the spot. It probably will rebalance on the next day, but basically I haven't been selling anything. All I've been doing was just keep buying with my weekly deposits of $200. So in other news, when it comes to my dividend investing personally, I'm probably very close to $20,000 completely invested in the stock market, and that is a very big number for me. $20,000 is a lot of money, and off of that $20,000, I'm probably going to see around $100 or so every single month from dividends. I think it's around like $100. Should be around $100. I have to double check that. I want to compile all of my investments in the stock market into like a spreadsheet, so I don't have to go to each individual one. I can just look on one spreadsheet and see all of the numbers and see the dividends go up every single month. That is what I'm planning to do. Maybe I'll make a video on that. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to see more videos from me, go check out these older videos. Very useful information. You guys can see videos about real estate investing, dividend investing. It's all here. Like the video if you haven't liked it already. Smash the like button right now. I love you 3000. I'll see you guys in the next one. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Hit that notification. Bye-bye. I love you. Bye-bye.